Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We gather here tonight in the historic Milton Theater to talk about me. I want to thank you for coming. You know, for me, it's a day like any other day. But before we get going too far, though, I want you to know that I think somehow, even in not knowing each and every one of you, we're also going to talk a little bit about you. But I don't want to be rude. Let me introduce myself. My name is Lon Kiefer, and I am a caregiver. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Sometimes that gets a round of applause. This apparently is not one of those times, but we're going to push right through it. So the show is called Defending the Caregiver, and the beauty of the show is that it's what I call entertainment. It's not a conversation. It's not a lesson. It's entertainment. You can relax and you can really talk to one another and talk about issues. Because, it's even hard for me to talk to you about this, but it's not hard for me to perform about it. The whole play is really about that moment of awareness when you realize that you think you're a man, but you're acting like a caregiver. And if you can just flip that, if you can begin to think like a caregiver, guess what you get? You get to act like a man. And that is so powerful. There's statistics that show that people that find themselves in the caregiver role just won't allow themselves to accept help. And that's what tonight's program is all about, is that moment where you can push through that and maybe realize there's another path and that you're not alone. Over the years, I've developed these sayings. You might be a caregiver if. And one of them is, let's try it on for size, because somehow I think that we've got some caregivers in the audience tonight, because let's face it, you came to a play in Milton on Wednesday night just to please another person. Thank you for coming. It's one of the rare times in my life I listened to that voice and I went. And I went to see my father. I did what a man should do when he gets such news. I buried the hatchet with him, finished my unfinished business, told him I loved him, went back to the airport, just full of all these thoughts and burdens. Single father, 2 kids back home waiting for me, a career waiting for me. Had to ask somebody else to take my responsibilities. Not something that I was used to doing. So as I'm walking through the airport, pulling my luggage, I was kind of down and overwhelmed. And then I saw him, a kid walking through the terminal. Earbuds in. While I'm listening to everybody else's problem, he's listening to music piped in from God directly to his ears. Has nothing with him but a backpack. And a smile. I think that's what really pissed me off. Walking through life as if he's saying, look at me, going through life with one hand behind my back. Now, at this point in life, I'd not yet developed these you might be a caregiver if statements. But if I had, I believe I would have said, you might be a caregiver if you let some old angry dude eat your crackers at the airport. And all you did was smile and nod. And then he said, son, I don't know anything about you except these 2 things. You got a hell of a temper, and you got a good sense of humor. One got you into this mess, the other one got you out of it. You got 2 paths before you. Anger or humor. Figure you ought to work on one of them and let the other one go. And with that, I want to thank you for listening to my story tonight, because this was an amazing night when I lost my father. But I found myself. And I've really enjoyed talking about myself tonight. Because the beautiful thing is that up until that night, I thought of myself as a man, but I was acting like a caregiver. Now I've learned that if I think of myself as a caregiver, I'm free to act as a man. Thank you for caring. this is an emotional thing for me. I mean, I feel it. I sometimes take it too seriously. I mean, this is all what I'm talking about. I mean, relax and enjoy the ride a little bit. I mean, great hugs, great feedback from people. I think we created some awareness, and I just feel so blessed to be able to share this message and start getting people to respect what they do for others a little bit more, and then maybe they can take care of themselves a little bit in the process.